Welcome to the show. Today we're diving into the latest buzz surrounding the Philadelphia Eagles as we gear up for the NFL Draft. Thanks for joining us, no matter how you're tuning in. In this episode, we'll discuss insights from Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni, who recently spoke at the NovaCare Complex. They shared some intriguing thoughts leading up to the draft, and there's already chatter about potential trades. History tells us that Roseman is likely to make a big move before draft night, so we'll explore what he might have planned. If you missed it, I also reacted to a recent 3-round mock draft from ESPN featuring Mel Kiper and Field Yates. They made some interesting predictions about which players could land with the Eagles in the first 3 rounds, so be sure to check that out. As we prepare for the 2025 NFL Draft, which kicks off next Thursday, we'll be live for every round, providing in-depth analysis on each pick. The first round starts on April 24th, followed by rounds 2 and 3 on April 25th, and we'll wrap up the draft with rounds 4 through 7 on April 26th. During the media session at the NovaCare Complex, Howie Roseman shared some key insights about the draft class. He mentioned that the Eagles don't typically have 32 players with first-round grades, which is an important point to consider. He also touched on the upcoming decision regarding Jordan Davis's 5th-year option, which is due by May 1st. If they exercise that option, it would guarantee his 5th year and keep him under team control for another season. Nick Sirianni was asked about what he looks for in tight end prospects, especially since the Eagles have been meeting with several players ahead of the draft. He emphasized the importance of being big, strong, physical, fast, and tough for that position. Fortunately for the Eagles, this year's tight end class is deep and talented, with many linking them to LSU tight end Mason Taylor. When it comes to making trades during the draft, Roseman confidently stated, "Being aggressive has always been a part of my DNA." This bold statement reflects his track record as a general manager, and it's clear he's ready to make some moves. Let's dive into a key quote from Howie Roseman that sets the stage for our next discussion. "Being aggressive has always been a part of my DNA." He expressed gratitude for having a supportive team around him, particularly owner Jeffrey Lurie, who gives him the freedom to make bold moves. This backing allows Roseman to take calculated risks that can enhance the Eagles' roster. Looking back, Roseman has a strong track record of making impactful trades during the NFL Draft. These aren't just minor adjustments, they're significant moves that have shaped the team. For instance, in 2023, the Eagles traded up to select Jalen Carter. The previous year, they moved up for Jordan Davis and also made headlines by acquiring A.J. Brown from the Tennessee Titans, who they then signed to a contract extension. In 2021, the Eagles made several strategic trades, including moving up to draft Heisman Trophy winner Devonta Smith. The year before that, they traded for Darius Slay and extended his contract. In 2019, they moved up the draft board to select Andre Dillard, and in 2018, they traded back to acquire Dallas Goedert. That year was notable for the draft of Lamar Jackson, who went 32nd overall to the Baltimore Ravens. In 2017, the Eagles traded for Tim Jernigan, who became a starting defensive tackle on the Super Bowl winning team. The year before, they made a significant move to draft Carson Wentz 2nd overall, right behind Jared Goff. Even though there was a brief period when Chip Kelly took over general manager duties from Roseman, once he regained control, the Eagles saw a flurry of impactful trades. Last year, Roseman tied an NFL draft record by making 8 trades during the 2024 draft. One of the most significant trades was moving up in the 2nd round to select Cooper DeJean from the Washington Commanders. DeJean quickly became a cornerstone of the Eagles' top-ranked defense, especially after stepping into a starting role following the bye week. His performance culminated in a memorable pick-6 against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. As we look ahead, there are 5 players who stand out as potential trade-up targets for the Eagles. These players not only fit the team's needs, but also align with the style of play that the Eagles are looking to implement. Let's take a look at 5 players who could be valuable trade-up targets for the Eagles, each fitting well within the team's scheme and offering significant upside. First up is defensive tackle Walter Nolen from Texas A&M, who could help fill the void left by Milton Williams. Next, we have edge rusher James Pierce from Tennessee, who boasts impressive speed, running a sub-5.0-second 40-yard dash at 250 pounds. He excels against the run and is an elite pass rusher with explosive burst off the edge. Another edge rusher to consider is Donovan Ezru from Boston College, who may not have the athletic profile the Eagles typically seek, but has shown elite production in college. Then there's safety Malachi Starks from Georgia, who could be a great replacement for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Finally, we have Grey Zabel from North Dakota State, a versatile offensive lineman who can play multiple positions. He's the top center on my board, though I see him more as an interior lineman rather than a tackle. These 5 players could be within reach for the Eagles, especially if they're available between picks 22 and 25. Howie Roseman might look to move up in the draft order to secure one of them. With his history of making bold moves, it's likely he'll seize the opportunity if a player he values is still on the board. In fact, Adam Schefter recently stated that the Eagles are expected to make a trade during the NFL Draft. While some might roll their eyes at this prediction, given Roseman's track record, it's a safe bet that he'll be looking to shake things up. The Eagles have a history of making impactful trades, and this draft is shaping up to be no different. We've laid out the history of Howie Roseman's trading strategies over the years, and it's clear that he's likely to make a move during this draft. Roseman himself acknowledged this, stating, "That's part of my DNA as a general manager." Adam Schefter recently commented on ESPN, hinting that the Eagles will be active in the trade market, although he didn't specify who or what they might target. He suggested that a Day 3 trade for a veteran player could be on the horizon. With a Super Bowl winning roster and 20 draft picks over the next 2 years, the Eagles have a unique opportunity to make significant changes. This firepower makes them a team to watch, and it's part of what keeps them at the top of the NFL. The Eagles have one of the best owners in the league, an exceptional general manager and a head coach in Nick Sirianni who is often underrated. Their roster is stacked, which raises the question, what kind of trade will they pursue? Will they move up in the draft, or could they acquire a veteran depth piece? Names like Trey Hendrickson and T.J. Watt have been mentioned, and while there are reports that the Dolphins will make Jalen Ramsey available, I doubt the Eagles will pursue a player like him, given his age and contract. However, with Howie at the helm, anything is possible. Looking at the Eagles' draft capital for 2025, they have a strong position with a first-round pick at 32, a second-round pick at 64, and a third-round pick at 96. They also have a 4th-rounder from Detroit at 134 and 4 5th-round picks from various teams, including Houston, Cleveland, and Washington. But it doesn't stop there. The Eagles are also well prepared for the 2026 draft, boasting 5 picks within the first 3 rounds. They have their own 1st, 2nd, and 3rd-round picks, along with a 3rd-round compensatory pick, projected from Milton Williams going to the Patriots. Additionally, they have 2 4th-round picks and multiple 5th-round selections, including one from the Texans and another compensatory pick from Keaton going to the Chargers. This wealth of draft capital gives the Eagles the flexibility to either build their roster with young, cost-controlled players or to leverage those picks in trades. It's a solid strategy for maintaining success in the league. I hope you found today's discussion informative. If you want to stay updated on all things Eagles, be sure to follow me on social media for more insights and content.